Welcome students. As you know, we are running a fast track course of the management concepts. We are revising all those concepts of the management. These are important for the NT-NET management paper 2. That exam will be conducted in December. If you are new to the channel, let me tell you about the channel. Channel name is Net Guruji. This channel is totally dedicated to the net management students. We are discussing every topic of the management on the channel. If you are new to the channel, do subscribe the channel. You will really benefit a lot. And if you have any doubt, just mention in the comment. We will try to upload a video as soon as possible. Let's discuss the topics for the day. First topic for the day is Grapevine patterns. What are those? The first is single strand. In the single strand chain, communication moves serially from person A to B to C and so on. Gossip chain, second type. With gossip chain, person A seeks out and tells others. Third is probability chain. When following the probability chain, person A spreads the message randomly, as do individuals F and D. Then you have cluster chain. In cluster chain, person A tells 3 selected individuals, and then one of these tells 3 others. Very important concept. Non-verbal communication. What are that? Modes: physical, pertaining to personal method, that is facial expression, tone of voice, sense of touch, smell, body motion. Aesthetics, creative expressions such as those found in music, dancing, or any of the creative arts. You have symbolic, conveying messages through symbolic representations of reality, includes religious, status, or ego building symbols. Then you have science, that is mechanical means of conveying messages such as bells, buzzards, locks on doors, etc. These are the important ones. Let's move further. Then you have kinesics, important concept, facial expression. Face is a rich source of nonverbal communication. Face often gives unintended cues to emotions the sender is trying to hide. Although smiles have universal meaning, frowns, raised eyebrows, wrinkled foreheads must all be interpreted in the conjunction with the actors, the situation, and the culture. Then you have eye behavior. Eye behavior are used to add cues for the receiver. Eye contact can enhance reflective listening, and it varies by culture. In India, a direct gaze indicates honesty and forthrightness. Appropriate use of eye contact signals interest in the other person. Then you have gestures. Some people use gestures extensively. Others communicate little through this channel. In India, handshake is a widely used gesture. People often use handshake as a source of information about another person's characteristics. A strong, firm handshake is a sign of confidence and enthusiasm, a self-explanatory, simple one. Let's move further. Proxemics, very important one. Intimate zone, touching to 2 feet. This space is normally reserved for closest family or friends के लिए है ये space. In this zone we interact with spouses. हम spouses, significant others, family members interact करते हैं, whom we have intimate relationship है जिनके साथ हमारी. Then you have personal zone, 2 to 4 feet होता है इसमें distance. Family or friends होते हैं. Enter this zone without communication, causing discomfort. Friends typically interact with this distance. Let's move further. A spatial zone, 4 to 12 feet. Person comfortably interacts with others in this zone. Most business transactions take place within this spatial zone. We prefer that business associates and acquaintances interact with us in this zone. You have public zone, 12 feet to as far as the person can hear and see. This is the most distance zone at which communication can occur. Most of us prefer that strategies stay at least 12 feet from us, and we become uncomfortable when they move closer. Lectures and other formal presentations take place within this zone. Very important key point. Let's move further. Some components of attitude, 3 components: cognitive component, affective component, and behavioral component. Let us look into them. Then here we have components of attitudes, that is classical conditioning, operant conditioning. We carry learning. What is classical conditioning? One of the basic process underlying attitude formation can be explained on the basis of learning principles. People develop associations between various objects and the emotional reactions that accompany them. Attitudes that are reinforced either verbally or non-verbally tends to be maintained. Conversely, a person who states an attitude elicits ridicule from others may modify or abandon the attitude. You have vicarious learning. A person learns something through the observance of others and can also account for attitude development, particularly when the individual has no direct experience with the object about which the attitude is held. It is through vicarious learning process the children pick up prejudices of their parents. वो पिक करते हैं prejudices parents के. चलिए मूव करते हैं, आगे देखते हैं. डिटर्मिनेंट्स ऑफ लर्निंग क्या होते हैं? मोटिव्स आर कॉल्ड ड्राइव्स, इन्हें ड्राइव्स कहा जाता है. प्राउंड पीपल टू एक्शन, ये प्राउंड करते हैं लोगों को एक्शन के लिए. प्राइमरी एनर्जाइजर्स ऑफ बिहेवियर होते हैं. दे आर द वेज ऑफ बिहेवियर एंड मेन स्प्रिंग ऑफ एक्शन. Largely subjective and represent the mental feelings of human beings. Cognitive variables, they are cognitive variables, arise continuously and determine general direction of an individual behavior. Without motive, learning cannot occur. ये very important concept है, इसको नोट करिए. Stimuli are objects that exist in the environment in which a person lives. Stimuli increase the probability of eliciting a specific response from a person, और probability को increase करता है. Determinants of learning, generalization. Principle of generalization has important implications for human learning. Generalization takes place when the similar new stimuli repeat in the environment. When two stimuli are exactly alike, they have probability of eliciting a specific purpose or response. It makes possible for a manager to predict human behavior when stimuli are exactly alike. You have discrimination. What is not generalization is discrimination. In case of discrimination, responses vary to different stimuli. For example, an MBA student may learn to respond to video teaching but not to oral teaching or lecturing by his professor. Videos are more beneficial for anyone because if you see videos, the retention of the memory increases. Determinants of learning, you have responses. Stimulus results in responses, be these in the physical form or in the terms of attitudes or perception or other phenomena. However, responses need to be operationally defined and preferably physically observable. Reinforcement is fundamentally conditional of learning. Reinforcement can be defined as anything that increase the strength of response, जो कि increase करती है strength of response को, टेंड करती है इंड्यूस रेपिटेशंस ऑफ बिहेवियर को, परसीड करता है इन्फोर्समेंट. नो मेजरेबल मॉडिफिकेशन ऑफ बिहेवियर कैन टेक प्लेस विदाउट रीइंफोर्समेंट. रिटेंशन है अगला कॉन्सेप्ट. रिटेंशन का मतलब है रिमेम्बरेंस ऑफ लर्नड बिहेवियर आउटकम. कन्वर्स इज फॉरगेटिंग होता है. लर्निंग विच इज फॉरगेटन ओवर टाइम उसे हम एक्सटेंशन कहते हैं. रिस्पॉन्स स्ट्रेंथ रिटर्न्स आफ्टर एक्सटेंशन विदाउट ओनली इंटरवेनिंग रीइंफोर्समेंट. इट इज कॉल्ड स्पॉन्टेनियस रिकवरी, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वन. Let us move further and see the other topics. The other topics we are going to see in the next class. I am definitely sure you are liking the series. Just hit the bell icon and subscribe the channel if you are liking the series. We'll meet in next class and continue our management concept series. This is an important one, so do not miss any topic. These are really important for exam. We'll meet in next class and discuss other topics.